Hey there everybody, Nimbulk here. Gonna show a any percent tutorial. I'll try to explain as much as I can as I go. This run can be under 9 minutes. I feel like if you don't mess up any out of bounds, it's pretty simply under 10 minutes. And I will try to explain everything as I go. First things first, we skip this cutscene and hold the button so we can skip the dialogue after that. This dialogue here doesn't matter because it's just waiting for us to get out of the loading zone. Something worth noting is the lick canceling. What I'm doing is I get more tail twirls. I'm pressing the lick button to cancel the tail twirl and it lets me fall quicker. This would be jump, attack, lick, and repetition. It's kind of hard to do quickly, but I wanted to showcase it because it can save a few seconds in this part of the sequence. It can save a lot. Now I want to mention this is the any percent run, so we're not going to be collecting any pages in this run. We're just going to be trying to beat the game. And basically we got to get these switches first. Jump up here, jump up here. Okay, if you mess that up, you gotta like do the backup, which is just getting up this mushroom, which is unfortunate, but I'll show you when you land here, double tail twirl up to here, and then get this. But if you miss it, you would just get the mushroom because it would take more time to get up to the cage normally. So coming up is a slam tech that I have to mention. When you're holding up against certain walls and doing slam and tail twirl like this, it lets us climb up the wall. So, with that knowledge, we're gonna lizard leap. We go over here, and we basically just hold upright after we do a lizard leap and 2 ground pound tail twirl jumps. And basically, our fastest movement method of this game is the reptile rush. So like, you can like put like tail twirls to like get out of it quickly. There's multiple methods for this case skip. The one I like to do is I slide down here while holding jump, so I'm holding jump. Takes out my glide. Tail twirl towards the end of the glide. And if you mess that up, you could just try to like fall here and it'll respawn you. So I'll explain that a little slower. So we're going here. As soon as I land on that, sliding down, I'm going to be holding jump. Wait for the wings to go up. Go here, and then this, you would reptile rush. Tail twirl shortly after, glide. Now, important part here. I'm going to stall to explain. We're going to be climbing up here, but we want to be like around here. Around this line. You could do that a lot faster, but basically you're trying to get in here without taking damage. Get to this left wall. Jump, glide. End of tail twirl, end of glide, tail twirl. Now I'm going to explain this as much as I can. Oh, whoops. Actually, that's going to kill me. So I'm going to do cave skip again. Because I paused. Basically, you're going to get to the corner of the early Waterworks. Okay, I guess that happens if you die when skipping the pagey. Which means you would have to do this. I didn't actually know that, so I think it's good to put that in. So if you die, you're going to have to save and quit regardless because you did the pagey skip. But that actually lets me show you this stuff again because the pagey skip, it'll put you right here. And notice this time the telescope's here. You just kind of rub up against it so the prompt goes away. Jump, jump. Hold right or upright. And then you got out of there. It's a very fast skip. Saves like 15 seconds. The only reason I failed that early Waterworks is because I paused, but I'll try to explain it as I'm making my way back there. We're gonna get to the corner with a glide. And that canceled my glide because I paused. So obviously don't do that. Obviously holding glide here. Wings fully up. Get to the safe spot. I want to do this fast this time. And then we're going to jump glide across here. What we're going to do when we get to the edge is we're going to jump, tail twirl, then glide. We could just barely make this loading zone, because it extends down a bit. Normally this would take like 2.5 to 3 minutes or so, ideally. But I wanted to take the time to explain this slam twirl tech and what can go wrong. If you have stuff go wrong, it's not the end of the world. It's just, you know, obviously this loading zone can be a little finicky, can lose seconds to RNG, which is unfortunate. But you know, that's just how it is. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. This is the button prompt. For most people, it's the bottom button. For Switch 2, it's the A button. So like for PlayStation, it'd be X. Everything else, A. Basically, we're gonna Reptile Rush here. And when we let go of Reptile Rush, we're immediately gonna press A. Like that. And then we're gonna hold left. Glide, tail twirl, reptile rush, just to give it a little extra distance. You don't need to do the reptile rush, but it makes it easier. And basically we're out of bounds. This out of bounds can be done like certain ways different. Like you don't have to lizard leap there, I just do it because it's easier. I think jumping on this bush makes it easier to not clip in, because you notice there's like, it's really close to clipping in there. In this one, you're also close to clipping in. So I want to just mention that, like, you don't want to clip in, because then you have to save and quit. If you clip in here, you got to save and quit. If you clip in otherwise, you just got to go back to that door and go out of bounds again. So from here, you lizard leap. And then from here, you lizard leap again. Land on this. You can land straight to this, but it's a little risky. Get to this little pipe. Now, when we line it up, you can get to this. And then we can get to this. And here's the thing. If we mess up, like clip in bounds or whatever, we have to save and quit. So when we're here, this is the safe spot for now. I'm gonna go here. Now we're pretty good. There's a red pipe. You can't see it really. It's like that one next to the pagey. We're gonna get to there. There's a spot we could land on it out of bounds. Almost fell out there. Alright. This is a far jump, right? So I'm going to explain the inputs beforehand. We're going to reptile rush full speed. Then we're going to tail twirl when the speed is ended. Then we're going to hold glide. And then when the glide's about to give up, we're going to hold roll, reptile rush, and tail twirl. Like that. And then the loading zone's right here. It's a bit much to fathom, but it can be consistent. You just got to know what you're doing. It's basically reptile rush, tail twirl, not right away, but like when it's done with the momentum. Glide, when the glide's almost done, hold roll, reptile rush immediately, and tail twirl. And you should make it if you're holding forward that whole time. It's a bit scary of a jump, but it's manageable. Anyways, now we just make our way over here. Which you may be thinking, but the elevator door's over there. How wouldn't we want to skip it? Well, to get out of bounds, we need to be over here. So we're gonna hit this gate down. I recommend not turning around right away with the flight thing, because that will cause you to cancel it for some reason. So we're going to get up to this platform right here. There's a spot right here, and then we go left. And we can go right here. See that girder over there? We're going to go over here. Now this part, I'm going to have to explain beforehand. There's a flight barrier to the left of that hexagon there that you can see half of it. That's where we got the flight barrier earlier. I can't really get it on screen. We're gonna reptile rush, tail twirl, glide, and then while we're falling down with the glide, we're gonna eat the berry, and then we're gonna tail twirl immediately after. Looks like that. And then you just fly to the elevator door. Pretty simple. It's a little scary to do that strat. You can land in the hexagon if you want a little safer strat, but that saves a good bit. Now, worth noting, if you're here, that'll try to clip you out of bounds and can soft lock you. You want to make sure it's this A prompt to go to the final boss. Now, I'm still not the best at the final boss as it requires a lot of mashing, but I'm going to try to show safe strats to ideally. The main thing with this run is when you get here, you just don't want to die, and you want to try to get 2 cycles. So I'm going to try to show you easy 2 cycles as best as I can explain as going. For this, we're going to roll around so that these things won't hit us. Could roll towards, and I think that sometimes hits them. No, you could do this and then go a little way to get a little bit of chip damage. It's not necessary, but if you're bad at mashing, this part's basically just mashing. And I'm bad at mashing, like, believe me. Now, ideally it would be down to at least the I or the P there. But it's not a big deal. After those 5, you can reptile rush for some chip damage. Just keep jumping and reptile rushing into him. Get some chip damage in. I do that because that also kills the minions. It's not necessary if you did enough mashing. But that's the first phase. And if you have a little bit of health left, you could walk around and walk away from the spin and do it again. We're going to start this phase the same way, where we roll in circles to dodge his attacks. This is the scariest phase because it's really easy to take damage in this phase with these red things that give a lot of things. It's a very scary phase. You can get a little bit of chip damage there. You can just knock it right into him, but this is what I do for safety because I'm bad at mashing. Oh crap. This part's a little scary because he's gonna shoot stuff at you. The third one's gonna be a red thing again. Alright, he's gonna shoot some stuff out. The second one is what we're gonna use. Then there's another one here. I don't know if I'm getting 2 cycle here, but yeah, that's a little close, but you can kind of like just jump at him in a tail twirl here if you're really close, but it's a little scary. This part's really scary too. That was very lucky. Okay. That's the hardest phase because you could take a lot of damage there and you only have 3 health. This part is pretty easy. You just roll to the left. You just roll in circles, and he won't be able to hit you. As long as you keep rolling. He's gonna do a slam after this big missile. Just keep rolling and then jump over it. Don't jump into those things, obviously. Try to get the thing to land on you. Now, you can't take damage while in this big form, so that's good. You could just mash here. And if you're lucky, you could finish it right here. And then you skip the cutscene and time. If you miss it, you could just hit him with the missile again and get the rest of the damage. But yeah, that's pretty much any percent. I took my time to show some of the strats. But that's pretty much the any percent route. Capital B can be scary trying to do phase 2 with only 3 health. But it's really all we could do because we don't enter tribal stacks, so we can't really get any tonics other than the one-hit tonic. Since we don't enter any worlds. So yeah, this route, like you saw, I took my time. I did like 15-16 minutes with like long loads. I think easily you could definitely get a run under 15 minutes just learning the route. Just learn the route. It's a fun run. It can be a little scary with the big jump in Hub 2, and Capital B can be a little scary, like with the Phase 2. But yeah, that's pretty much my tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and make sure to check the Speedrun Discord for Yooka on the SRC page. If you have any other questions, I'll be hanging out in there, and I can answer questions. Thank you so much, and as always, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.